Hello everyone, my name is Rosli. So before I start my presentation, I would like to tell you that I experienced road construction before I learned ABC. You know how I did that? When I was a small kid, when I was not feeling well, every time I have dream that I saw roller compactor, dump truck, and paver around me. But that time, I'm a kid from rural area. You know, it's difficult for me to explain to my parent that that's the thing happened to me. You know, because I don't know it's roller compactor. I don't know it is a paver. So I just tell them I had a weird dream. So and today I become asphalt and pavement technologist. I'm going to share with you about my knowledge and also about my experience when I'm pursuing my study in master level PhD, and also when I was in overseas, either I work in construction company or I just come back from Japan as a visiting scientist. I stayed there for 3 months. I did a lot of things and I learned a lot of new things to share with you. So people ask me during my PhD what I'm doing. I said I'm studying road materials. So could you please be specific? I said asphaltic concrete or pavement materials. And people keep asking me, what is that material? It sounds alien to them. Okay? And then I told them, it's road material, the pavement that you drive every day, you step on it. Say, is that tar? I said, yeah, it's one of the material that use, but now no longer use tar. We use asphalt. So these are the material, as you can see on slide, it's the material that use to build our pavement. I'm sure that you are familiar with this picture. So this is one of the gate of USM Engineering Campus. So this is the third gate. This pavement actually built using asphalt pavement. So it used asphaltic concrete. So this is a simple recipe how to make asphalt pavement. Okay. The first one, we need coarse aggregate as the main structure. We need the fine material, which is the fine aggregate. The filler mineral, we use OPC, which is ordinary Portland cement, the same material to produce the pavement, the cement concrete pavement. And the last one, the most important material, is asphalt binder or bitumen. It's produced using crude oil. So from crude oil, for example, Petronas, they send to the factory. It goes through distillation process. The last one, they call it residue. That one is bitumen. It's not only using crude oil, it also can be found natural asphalt. So the first example, the tar pit in Los Angeles, United States, and the second one is from Trinidad and Tobago. We have the closest one in Indonesia. They call it Pulau Buton, which is Buton Island. They have As Buton. So they can use this, also use this material to build pavement. For your information, asphalt pavement is the most recyclable material in the world. So in United States alone, 70 million ton asphalt pavement is recycled annually. So the fact it is equivalent to 11 pyramid Giza. It's interesting, right? So maybe you thought that plastic is the most recyclable material, but it is asphalt pavement. There are a lot of problems that we face. So how, the big question now, how advancement in asphalt pavement or in pavement can help to provide a better world for the road user. So this is one, maybe the words are missing there. So as you can see from the slides, oh, it's fine. Okay, so among the problems that you face during rainy days, you see splash and spray. So you cannot see well from the windshield, and also it can cause accident, unfortunately. So how to solve the problem? Conventionally, we produce the asphalt pavement, we use the dense graded mix, okay? So we tilt the pavement in certain angle to make sure the water, during the rainy days, the water can flow into the drainage. However, after a few years, maybe it's become flat, and the water can ponding. It causes a lot of problem, including hydroplaning. It is because of this material is impermeable, as you can see from the bottom part. You see the pavement is impermeable. It's not allow water to permeate through, and it's designed to be that way. Okay, but we have the problem. How the advancement can help using the porous asphalt? Porous asphalt is designed with the air voids, which is continuous, more than 20%. So during the rainy days, the water come in, pass through the air voids, and go into the impermeable layer and go to the drain. So we can avoid problem with the hydroplaning and provide better skid resistance, and we can save better routes we can have better routes for the user. Because why? Because it's allow water to permeate through. So the water not ponding on surface. This is one of the example. If you are traveling on the Plus Highway, North-South Expressway, you will see this pavement, but maybe you cannot, it's likely, you know, when I'm driving, I always wait to pass this pavement because I work for this one, the project led by Professor Myo, my colleague, and we work with a Japanese company, Taiyuken Seksu, and we built this pavement. The reason, because in this area, always the accident occur. The accident occur because of the skid resistance at the transitional curve. So we tried to solve this problem. We built this pavement. So maybe if you are traveling to KL, like Gary, so you are going to, if you take car, okay, if you take the highway, so you are going to pass through this pavement. Remember me when you pass through that. Okay. Another problem in tropical country is flood. It is not only bad to the infrastructure, but it's also harmful to the human, and also it can damage our vehicle. So this is what happened. Normally, if you can see before development, during rainy days, the water can permeate through the soil. Okay, some will be stored in the soil, so you will be used. We need it later. Okay, but some will become the surface runoff. So because we store some, it's the surface runoff. It's in a small amount compared to after development. We covered every areas with the building, with the pavement, so less permeation, so less water cannot permeate through the soil. So that's the problem. How to solve it? So this one, when I went to Japan, I was introduced to the permeable pavement, which is they let the water, as you see, it is fantastic, right? So as you can see, there is no water on the pavement. Another side is shiny. That one is, we call it, the first one that I introduced, which is dense graded asphalt, okay? Water cannot permeate through. By using the permeable pavement, we can let water to pass through. Okay, how? This is based on the model. So during the rainy day, we let the water to store in the soil, and the rest it's become surface runoff, also goes to another layer. So by doing this, we can reduce the surface runoff, and we delay the peak, avoid the flood from happen. Another issue that we have in the world is heat wave or rising temperature. So I think you also feel the same thing, right? So when I'm traveling to China, I was a visiting professor in China. Also, I traveled to Japan. So in summer, I have to work in the field because I had some projects with them. So because I just came back from Japan. So we had construction, the temperature about 41, 42. It's really hot. So that's the problem. It's not only people do not feel comfortable, it's also to the animal. So as you can see from the picture. Here, the top one is the conventional pavement. The sun produces heat and the pavement retain the heat. When the temperature going down at night, so it releases the heat. So you don't feel comfortable, then you start switching on the AC unit, the air conditioning unit. So actually by switching on the air conditioning, actually you're raising up the temperature, right? Because of the unit, the AC unit actually also produce heat. So how the Japanese, they do? So they come up with a heat reflective pavement or heat blocking pavement. So this pavement, so it will 100% reflect the heat. It will not store. So at night, we feel comfortable. So they are going to use this material for Olympic next year. As you know that Japan, they will hosting Olympic next year. So from the picture, from the graph, you see it's reduced the temperature of the pavement about 10 degrees Celsius and reduce the temperature of nighttime, it's about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. Maybe you say it is not so significant, but 1 degree Celsius for our body, it's significant. You just switch on the AC, you put 24, you put 25, you can feel the difference. Okay, this one of the example, they use this one for in front of one of the university in Japan. They pave with this material, and they are going to have more for the Olympic next year. And now they are building that pavement. Okay, so we have another issue. It is not happen in tropical climate, but for the temperate climate, they have winter, they have summer. Okay, they have this one because in winter the road become icy. In summer, it's hot until you can cook eggs. It's the real picture. Okay, so they have all-season pavement. This pavement in winter, it's function to store the salt. Actually, they use salt to melt the ice. Okay, they melt the ice and make the friction between tire and road increase. So they have safer road for the road user. In summer, the temperature going up. So after the rainy day, they store some water in pavement. So that paste of the, they call it a cement paste, a paste. They store the water. When the temperature going up, it's evaporate and produce the moisture. So you will feel better. So based on this image, you can see how the different. So the first one, the top one, you see the red color up to 1.5 meter from the soil, from the pavement level. And the second one, you see the red color reduced to 0.5, which is, it is more comfortable for the people to walk outside. The last one, actually we have more issue than this, but I have 18 minutes to talk, so that's why I just put 5 issue. Okay, the last one that we have is asphalt pavement industry. The consumption of energy, it's high, and also it's released a lot of carbon to the world. As you can see, the conventional way, the red color, it's produced using the hot mix asphalt. In Malaysia, we use 160 to 190 degrees Celsius. It is really high, right? But by using the hot, WMA, warm mix asphalt, we can reduce the temperature lower than 140 degrees Celsius. Still, we use the same equipment. The top picture on your left is the asphalt plant when I had a project with my previous supervisor when I'm doing my PhD in Muskegon, Michigan. So I love to go to the site. So sometimes we have to travel 7 hours. So actually, it's also produce carbon, even though, but that's way of life. So we cannot escape that. Okay, using the same equipment to pave and also to compact the pavement. So, but we can reduce the energy that we use. So these are the methods that we can use. Either we use organic, additive, chemical additive, or this is my favorite, which is use the forming technique. My PhD topic is about forming. So we expand. You know, water, it has boiling temperature. So when it's boiled, you know, it's bubble. You know, that's why it can increase the volume of asphalt. We come up with another, we try to think how to have material that can cause asphalt bubble at lower temperatures. So we change the material with the lower latent heat. We use ethanol when I was in Michigan. So if you want to know what is the benefit, I have a picture to show you what happened in asphalt plant and what happened in the field. You see less smoke produced when you use WMA, warm mix asphalt. It is significant. It is good for the people in the vicinity area as well as for the plant operators. Just think about the paving crew. Every day they're exposed to smokes, right? So by having the warm mix asphalt, it also can reduce the smoke by decrease the temperature when they produce the pavement. Okay? When we consider all, actually we can make better pavement. It is not easy to change the conventional way. We have to do a lot of things. We need to make people think in a different way rather than use the conventional way, so we can produce better performance and make happier worker and also publics, as well as better environment for the future generation. Bear in mind, it is not worth to make asphalt tastier because you don't want to eat asphalt, right? But by having good recipe and good way of cooking, so we can make better performance asphalt, less emission, less energy consumption, and also it combat the impact of weather and also better for the road user. So everybody like A, but you are missing one A, which is asphalt. I'm sure that after you hear my talk, now you know about asphalt. You can show your care on asphalt, so you drive carefully, you show your love, and asphalt can be more durable than before. And also we can learn from pavement. You see pavement, if you face difficulty in your life, if you face problem that's the worst day in your life, you go to pavement and you see pavement. Pavement every day need to support different kind of vehicle that passing through it, right? It is not only car, it's motorcycle, heavy vehicle. Some of the heavy vehicle, they overloaded. So see how much pressure they receive. But it need to find a way how to distribute, how to dissipate the energy to make sure it is not fail at the early age and provide the best for the road user. And if you cannot, that's not the solution, so you have to find the outside solution where the maintenance and rehabilitation come. It's like us, right? If you think that you cannot solve the problem, you can find someone, talk to someone to make sure. You may not want to see the counselor, but you have a lot of friends in the world. So we can show our love, we can make a better future and better generation in our country and also in the world. That's all from me. Thank you.